The universe is a big place, filled to the brim with planets, stars, galaxies, and more. And we exist in just one corner of this universe, one star system, one planet. But what if I told you that some of the easiest lessons to learn aren't found in our solar system or even in our own galaxy? In order to find those lessons, you have to go to a place only found a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. All right, so who here has seen Star Wars or knows the Star Wars? All right, that's what I expected. Actually, most of you have probably been fans of Star Wars a lot longer than I have. I only got interested about 2 or 3 years ago when I started watching a TV series called Star Wars: The Clone Wars. After I watched just a little bit of that, I was hooked. The ideas formulated in this Star Wars universe just amazed me, and once I started, I just couldn't stop. After I had watched all 6 seasons of the Clone Wars, and had watched them again, I needed something more, something else that would take me to that galaxy far, far away. So, I decided to watch the movies. The movies were nothing like what I expected. They were nothing like the Clone Wars, but they were all I had left, and I still loved them. I watched the movies so many times, in fact, that Star Wars was starting to consume a large part of my life. At this point, I had watched the TV show, seen the movies, and even started reading some of the books. So my parents were starting to wonder, what was it about Star Wars that interested me so much? To tell you the truth, I couldn't really tell them. There was just something about it that fascinated me. So, I improvised. I said, it's educational. Unfortunately, with my lack of evidence, my claim was taken more as a joke than as a real answer. But as time went on, I realized that there were some legitimate lessons to be found in Star Wars and even other pop culture media to support my claim. Let's take kids shows as an example. We know they teach our kids lessons, or we wouldn't let them watch them. So who's to say that TV shows and movies made for older kids and even adults can't do the exact same? The whole plot behind Star Wars is a breeding ground for life lessons anyways, from the first movie to the last. One of my favorite lessons that I learned from Star Wars is one you probably know. It's found in the quote by Yoda, "Do or do not. There's no try." This taught me the lesson of being committed to the task at hand, keeping my mind here and now where it's most likely needed the most. Another lesson that I learned in Star Wars is one that you may or may not have heard of. It's the lesson of being committed. It's the lesson of letting go of your attachments. In the movie, Padme Amidala asks Jedi in training, Anakin Skywalker, if Jedi are allowed to love. Anakin states that compassion, which he defines as unconditional love, is central to a Jedi's life. Even though we only see this briefly in the films, we see that it is the reason for his fall to the dark side. It is attachment and love that brought about his downfall. George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars himself, has said that Anakin fell to the dark side because he got too attached to things. He couldn't let go of his wife, who died, and he couldn't let go of his mother, who also died. It made him very, very greedy. And when you're greedy, you fear you're going to lose the things that you love, and that you're just not going to have enough power to keep them. Yoda's even seen in the movies warning Anakin to let go of his attachments for these reasons. So, how does this idea of letting go of your attachments help us? Well, we're all going to die one day, right? It's only inevitable, and it's natural. The thought of yourself dying can scare a lot of people. What will happen to your friends, your family, your house? What will they all do without you? This fear of losing everything is only natural, but we must train ourselves to let go of our attachments. We can't just let fear control our lives. Another example of how this idea of letting go of your attachments can help us, which may be a little more relevant to people of my age, is this fear of going to college. Leaving your high school life behind, living without your parents, being more responsible for yourself, and even leaving your hometown. It can be scary for a lot of people. But leaving your hometown is just another natural part of life. It is hard to avoid attachments, but if we get attached, we just let fear take over. Then we limit ourselves and our opportunities. These are just a few of the lessons that I found in Star Wars, out of the many, many that could be out there. Just like any lesson, it's really left up to personal interpretation, what the lesson means to you. George Lucas has said on multiple occasions that Star Wars draws a lot of its teachings from Eastern religion, and religion, or even philosophy, can be followed as strictly or as loosely as wanted. It can mean something different to each individual person. One person can identify with one religion and practice it regularly, and another person can identify with the exact same religion and become a monk and meditate for its whole life. It's really up to you. No matter how you interpret them, I hope you take the time to go through not only Star Wars, but other pop culture media and find the lessons it holds and what they mean to you. And if there's still any question, I just gave everyone watching a legitimate reason to watch TV. Thank you.